It's been a time, man.
It has.
What you been up to?
Not a lot.
That's bullshit. You were up till like 9 o'clock last night working on shit.
Oh, well, that, yes.
You've been doing work, man.
Oh, man, let me tell you about that. So, for those listening, I applied to this podcast company, and they had a freelance position open, apparently. But when I originally applied, I just applied just to be an editor or a producer. They said they hit me back, which is already a great thing because most people just don't hit you back at all.
Yeah.
But they hit me back saying, hey, you know, the whole thanks for applying.
Go fuck
we'll
yourself.
Keep you on file. We appreciate you for applying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So weeks, it's been weeks, I think, since I told you I applied. Months, actually. Yeah. And then last week I get an email saying, hey, and I really wanted to work. I liked this company's, what's the word? Their whole
vibe.
Deal. Yeah, their whole vibe seemed really good. They seem like they're super about content and producing, and they have a sense of humor, like on their website, and they've been like awarded one of the best like remote like podcast companies to work for. And I'm like, I really would like to work here. Mm-hmm. So when I got that email back, I was like, damn, not even an interview, but whatever, you know. So last week I get an email. It's like, hey, if you're getting this email, that means you either applied or had an interview at some point, and we'd like to know if you're still interested. We have a freelance position. It's not full time, but you can be one of our editors. And I was like, oh man, perfect.
Okay.
So I hit him back, said I was interested. He finally got back to me. We had an interview. So already an interview. I haven't had an interview in so long. So did the interview. I thought it went well. He asked me my experience and what I'm trying to get into, and career-wise, what do you want to do as far as audio and podcasting and everything. And that was dope. And then at the end of that, he's like, all right, well, I'll touch base with you by Thursday. Thursday comes, I didn't hear anything. So already my mind is like, oh, so I fucked the interview. My head is going and spirals. Like, damn. Friday morning, he hits me back like, Friday afternoon. He was like, we're going to send you a podcast, a test podcast to edit and send it back to us. And, we'll go from there. So they send it to me, and I'm looking through it. Like, they have like this whole layout of how they want it done in the order they want it done in. And when you got to add things, they had like ad reads, you had to like insert, and it was a 15-minute podcast, right? With a whole ad read, intro, outro, guest, everything. Guest intros, little music beds under it was like legit shit. It's a 15-minute show, right? So, but it's very produced. That's why it has all that shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they send it to me, and in the email it said something like, hey, we just want to know, we're going to send you things. You take out can you take out background noise and extra ums and things that don't need to be there and make it sound, but still sound like a cohesive conversation, and make it sound good, clean it up.
Yeah.
So they sent me the stuff. I plugged the stuff in, and man, it was a true endurance test in editing a podcast, because I'm like, okay, these guys mean business, because they sent me some shitty sounding audio, and I had to clean it up, make it sound clear, take out background noise. Like there's one part during this guy, he's talking to they're having a conversation, and at some point I'm like, did you drop the mic? I just hear like clicks, and I'm like, oh my God. Like as soon as I heard that, I was like, just getting all that out, that's going to take me like 3 hours to figure out how to eliminate that and still hear the conversation, because he's still talking while he's doing it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, this must be like, they just want to see how much, because I'm like, there's no way There's no way I can get rid of all of that
Mm-hmm.
and keep the voices heard without somehow without it affecting the conversation.
So this podcast, I mean, this is Patreon, so like you don't have to if you don't want to. Is this like a well-known podcast that you like?
I don't know. I meant to
up?
check that to see if it was like an actual show.
I would assume it has to be,
yeah,
right?
Me too, because what they're talking about, I'm like, this seems super legit.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it is. I didn't double check it, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Interesting. I'm curious if it is, because like if so, that makes me like so surprised that I would assume it has to be a popular one. Like if it's a 15-minute one, you got a guest on, you got ad reads and all this shit. It's got to at least have a little bit of traction behind it, to have ad reads going through it.
Yeah.
The fact that the people on the show are that oblivious to how terrible they are.
In the defense, it was the guest who did that. Like the people who run the show,
they were fine.
He was fine.
Okay.
It was the guest, and then once they did that, I was just like, "Fuck." So, like, the fuck sounded like a fart. But I moved this thing under the desk. I promise.
It was you just shit yourself. It's fine. It's Patreon, man. This is what the people pay for.
Yeah, pay for my shitty. Anyway, so, where was I? Besides farting,
bad audio.
Bad audio.
It was the interviewee.
Yes, the interviewee. So, needless to say, like this one part where he apparently wanted to knock everything off his desk, I tried every way to make it still work.
Mm-hmm.
But either his voice would get cut out too much, or I just couldn't. But he's talking and you just hear like things fall. I'm like, the fuck was he doing?
He was playing Jenga, man.
Apparently. So
mid-interview Jenga.
I cut out the part of the conversation where the noise happened because luckily what he said before that lined up very well with what he said following that, and you still get the point.
Okay.
Right. In my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm thinking outside the box. I made it work while taking away the disturbance. But then I was nervous. I'm like, but what if they ding me for that? What if they're like, no, we wanted you to see if you can get the noise out, or if you could, we wanted to know if like we needed that part of the conversation. But you kind of didn't though.
Yeah, I mean,
but I kind of make an executive decision. I was like, I hope they respect that executive decision.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it was your choice as the engineer to do that, because like you could obviously you're not just cutting up the audio willy-nilly, like you're listening to the actual content behind it. So since you cut it together to still work, I feel like while they'll definitely notice and be like, hey, he cut that bit out, like I feel like appreciating the fact that you kept the conversation and kept the point there is impressive of itself, because it's like if the dude's repeating himself pretty much or like making the same voice twice, but in one of the times that he made the point, he's literally just throwing his whole entire kitchen drawers all over the place. Like, yeah, fuck that interview person. Like, yeah, that I feel like that's definitely better creative problem solving than just going at hours just looking at programs and different plugins and shit that can take out. Like, that's
another part of it. So like the whole time I'm watching it, whole time I'm editing, when shit like that would come up, I'm like, oh, like I know how I would get rid of that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, let me go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Like Pro Tools, getting rid of background noises, getting rid of clicks, but nothing about getting rid of user-based noise that you're making on microphone. And I found ways to like cut it down or compress it so you kind of don't hear it. But I still hear it, and it doesn't make me happy that it's there.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But other than that, just to speed this up, we
got time, dude. We're only 9 minutes in. This is the Patreon podcast.
True that. The beginning of the pod of that pod I was editing was fine. It was like a piano, like that's like their thing, like that cuts up sequences. You'll just hear this piano key like.
It was like start going in.
So, but the thing with like, I'm like, what do they want me to do with this? I just kind of made it sound less. It was like kind of blurry, kind of like peaky. So I kind of turned it down or whatever. But following that was like this conversation between this dude and his kid. And it was, you could hear stuff in the background. You could hear, it was kind of echoey where they were. I did a whole bunch of research and I like kind of cut it in a way. I put all these, not all the, but I put a compressor on it that made it kind of cut out the back, but keep the voices.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked so perfectly that after I was done, I was just like, I have to do that on the actual podcast. We've been hearing that mini fridge in the background forever. Or like your 3D printer.
True. Luckily, everything's off. This is top tier content. So I had to make sure everything was done. I'm not printing a thing right now. I have nothing on the docket.
But if you were, now I know how to get rid of it.
There you go.
But there was a bunch of other things that I learned throughout. But I feel like the conversations, the main pieces of the audio, I took out all the background shit, cut it together, made it sound really, really good. I exported it in the way they wanted it done. I feel really good about it.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it off feeling good about it. And I was working on it for 13 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I woke up at 8 a.m. By the time I emailed it back, it was like 9:00 something.
Mm-hmm.
It was Sunday was just a blur. It was just me in front of the screen.
Yeah. That's why this is a digital version of the Patreon podcast, because we didn't get a chance to get in person. And then I also worked from home today, so. But, it's not going to be like this always. But, Patreon digital boys,
Yeah, man.
But get with it. But, yeah, I'm excited to hear back from them and see what's going on. Hopefully you get it. I assume that since it's a freelance gig, you're not gonna like drop everything else at the moment. It's just gonna be like an on the side, John, until you can maybe work your way into.
I'd love for it to be full time and get rid of my job and just be what I do. But this is a good start. Plus, I finally would have experience from podcast producing to put on my resume. So 100%. That's what I'm really excited about, because it's hard to get in those doors, man, because I don't have any professional, like I have my own experience. Yeah. I don't have professional experience.
Yeah. Dude, it was weird. I also was on an interview recently.
Nice.
For not a job that was in my field, because, I'm not just like giving up on that, but I'm definitely on the back burner for like animation type stuff, because I'm like, I had that one really good interview that went really fucking good, and then they decided to not go with me. So I don't want to say that was a moment where I was like, I'm going to stop for a minute, but I was just very much like, okay, I just need to get out of my current situation for the moment. So then I'm not like constantly wanting to die.
I get it.
So I went on another interview with a different place. It went well, as far as I can tell. At the same time, I don't know.
When was this?
3 weeks ago. And that's where it becomes slightly, I don't know what's going on. But no, it went well, but they were asking me about the podcast, and it was weird.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because like I have it on my resume because and like I'm doing the video portion of it, the social media stuff, and like posting on places and whatnot. And they're like asking me about like the algorithm and how to like get views on TikTok and stuff. And I'm like, are y'all like y'all just want to get your own views, or like what's going on here? Like it was kind of weird, but at the same time it was like nice for a moment to not talk about the current position that I'm in, because like that, that's always the same. It's like, oh yeah, I do this, I use this Excel spreadsheet to do that, blah 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 blah. But then we got onto the fun shit, and they're like talking about that. And it was funny because I was telling you, it's like the one guy that was in the interview was like, I see you guys haven't posted since April 6th. What's going on? Are you guys like not doing it anymore? I'm like, well, you see,
life
happened, and there's some stuff going on. Don't really want to talk about it in this interview because it's not really something that I need to be, hey, random person. But fucking, it was like, yeah, we'll get back to it soon. And so I guess I don't know if he was listening or if he just like went to our YouTube or something and saw. But yeah, man, I don't know. It went well, but I also did the whole follow-up email thing where I'm like, hey,
what's up?
It was really nice talking to you. So what's going on?
I miss you.
Still nothing. Back. Still nothing. It's been 3 weeks. I'm 80%
since you sent
sure.
that email?
It's been a week and a half since I sent the email.
Damn.
Yeah. Because after the initial interview, it ends. They're like, we're really trying to fill this position really fast because it's really important we fill it. And I'm like, wow, awesome. I could get out of here quickly. This will be great.
Right.
And then they're like, yeah, we'll call you whether or not you got it next week. I'm like, cool, dope. Didn't get anything. I'm like, okay, so that's a full week. Let me give them a couple days into the next week, do that. And then I contact the person who gave me the interview in the first place to give me the emails of the two people that interviewed me. And I like sent them an email. I was like, hey, thanks for the interview. I just wanted to, see if there's any
Touch
next
base.
steps or anything like that
Yeah.
on the position or like what's going on. And I get like an automatic response from one of them saying that they were on vacation. So I'm like, well, that's probably one thing, but also like you're not the only person that probably makes decisions, so that's a thing. But and I'm still
I'm
waiting.
assuming the person who hooked you up with this can't inquire.
Most likely not.
Okay.
And I'm also not in the mindset to be like, hey,
Put them in that position.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I appreciate you giving me the knowledge that the opportunity is there, and if I get it, cool. They get like a little bonus from it because it's a referral or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's sweet, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, like, get me the deets, like I don't need them putting out
Ascend
their
down
net,
from the ceiling into their office, Mission Impossible style.
I don't need that. I'm not that deep into it. Like, while I am definitely not in a great position where I'm at currently, it's paying the bills for the moment. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at until otherwise. I mean, here's the thing. I can complain all I want about my current place, but at the same time, today I was work from home and I literally just stayed because on Mondays I don't do anything, like even in office. So I just painted all day. And
it's great.
that was just like a nice relaxing day. And like I got like one or two calls that came on my laptop. I like went to answer them and then they immediately like hung up on me and I'm like, well, cool.
That's
and
the
then
best it could have possibly gone.
just went back to my shit and I'm like, okay, cool. I was asked to hop on a call for some reason. I get on it. I'm like, okay, so why was I on the call? And I asked the person who like hopped me to tell me to hop on. Didn't message me back. So I'm like, okay, cool. Back to painting. So I've just been doing that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a time to say the least though. But
it's dope.
Yeah.
It's a dope time at home.
Yeah. I wish I was fully work from home. That would be the best, honestly.
Honestly, yo, all this time I've spent at home, I'm really not like wanting to drive into work anymore. I just want to be here.
Hey man, there's a ton of work from home jobs just like on LinkedIn and shit. Like I was looking into just like basic data entry shit, and like makes a little bit less than I make now, but like for the freedom of like just busting my ass for like 3 days out of the week, getting my numbers, and then just Thursday and Friday, I could work more, but at the same time, I don't really need to. That would be a really nice feeling, and then I don't have to waste money on gas, especially right now. So that'd be nice, but yeah, that's the worst part of it right now for me is that I'm driving up all the way. Like I'm one exit prior to where your exit is for the turnpike, and that's every day except for 1 day of the week, and I hate it. And then there's also like friends who are like, hey, let's hang out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but gas
is a lot of money right now.
Like I would love to, but also I'd really love to not have to spend $100 every week.
Listen, you saw what I said when you were like, well, I guess I can come up there. I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, I was
Do
like,
not come up here.
I was like, we have options. Like I could just fucking bite the bullet and come up. Cause like when it comes to the podcast, I don't fucking give a shit. Like I will drive to go to your place to come do it on any day of the week. Or even if I'm not at work. But it was like trying to figure out like, do we give them a Patreon episode where we're together and we're feeling the mojo? But I mean, like, we're friends. We don't need to be in the same room. Is the energy still the same? No, but
it's still working. We still got this.
We got it. It's fine. But yeah, man. So yeah, this is the first Patreon episode back.
It is. Which we've been dying to do because we feel like we've been shortchanging y'all,
and we very much want to make it up to you. So apologies for the digital format for the first one back, but
we're getting back into the groove.
Yeah, we got to get back into it a little bit. We've been posting a little bit more on social media. A lot more TikToks coming soon. Once Ant gets back to streaming, we'll have more from him. I have a couple coming down the pipeline from my streams in the past couple weeks. And when I say a couple, I mean a couple. So I need to stream a little bit
I
more.
mean, maybe I'll do it like right after we're done this.
Fuck yeah, man.
I'm down here. Family's upstairs. Hopefully they don't find themselves downstairs, and we can do this.
Hell yeah, man. Do it. Fuck yeah. What do you? Here's the thing. I know this isn't the gaming podcast. You know, like we're not gamers on this side. Like we are, but we're not.
We are, but we're not. Yeah.
What's a game right now that if you could drop anything and just play until you beat it, that you would want to play right now?
Does it have to be a game that's out right now?
I mean, I would assume so.
Okay.
Why is there? I mean, you can answer both. But what is the second
game
one?
that I would drop everything to play and beat right now?
Yeah.
All right. For a game that's not out, that I feel like it's well overdue at this point, it's Shredder's Revenge.
True.
I'm going to play the dog shit out of that game.
When that game comes out, I feel like the podcast will end up having to go up on another hiatus because you're just going to be gone.
I'm just going to be playing that.
Yeah.
Playing that, playing with you, maybe playing with some NGPs, streaming that.
I got to figure out what to get it on. I might get it on Steam because I got the Steam Deck now. So that might be
that game. I don't think will overheat your Steam Deck or anything.
Yeah, I hope not. And hear more about that on the regular podcast this week. Jesus Christ.
Right. True.
But yeah,
I want to get it on. Now that I have a Steam Deck coming, that does make it hard. I'll probably say Switch.
I mean, in theory, if you get it on Steam, you could play it on your PC and just plug in an Xbox controller.
I might get it. I might double dip. I bought the special edition. I guess I'll show that off whenever it comes in. Version of the Turtles collection. It's my first box special edition game, and I couldn't tell you how long. It's like 100 something. I got that on PlayStation, but I might just get the standard game on Switch just to have it portably.
And this is the Turtle collection, not Shredder's Revenge.
Not Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
They had some special. You reserve it. You get this box. You can reserve this box set thing.
Nice.
And I got it on the PlayStation.
Sweet.
I didn't think after I bought it, I was like, why didn't I just get it on Switch? But then I was like, fuck it. It's like $40. I'll just buy it on Switch too, and then
you're spending like $140 on one game though.
Yeah, but I'm Turtles guy, man.
I feel that.
If I'm gonna collect anything, it's gonna be Turtles related or like Sonic related.
I feel that.
But yeah. So to answer your question, Shredder's Revenge for a game that's not out. If I could drop anything right now, play something that's out. I've had the time too. I've just been using it to do responsible shit. Which
how dare you?
Who wants to do that? I don't know. It's one of those. There's so many options. There's too many games.
If I'm going off of one that's not out yet, there's one that I was reminded about it today because of the fantasy league in our other Discord. I actually have it on my fantasy draft. I just forgot that it was a thing. But that game, Stray.
Is that the cat game?
Yeah, the cat game where it's like post-apocalyptic type world, almost cyberpunky, but you're playing as like just a cat that's pretty much doing parkour.
Yeah.
But it's just cat agility, and you're making your way through the world and just figuring out why the world is the way it is. And I don't really know if there's any type of like mission type thing or if it's like, but like I would just love to be in like a relaxing game like that and just playing, lean back in my chair, toss on like a podcast on the other screen with like the probably rainfall because every cyberpunk game has rain in it for some reason.
Of course.
But definitely that. Like I saw that it was supposed to be early 2022, and then it just got like definitively put as summer 2022. So
it's not bad.
Sometime soon, but obviously not yet. As far as like games that are already out, I just want to like zone out into like a story-based game and not give a shit. Like I was thinking about doing Detroit Become Human, but I also I feel like I missed the boat on like why that was cool, and like I can't see myself trying to get all the different endings and shit. Like that's
Mhm.
just a little bit much for me. And then like
Yeah.
all the games that I currently have, I'm just like I don't want to play any of these. I don't know why I don't want to play them, but I just don't. I don't know.
I've been feeling like that because I didn't beat Horizon, but I'm thinking about it though, and I'm like, I have this time. One of these days, I'm just gonna like zone out and play it. But between doing responsible shit, I'm still going through the motions with the whole my injury and shit. So I've been like still going to the hospital to get checkups and their physical therapy, coming to the house. Like after all that shit's done, then I'm just like, I don't even feel like going to put my mental against this
Yeah.
game now. But that's why I just been chilling out with Kirby, because whenever I'm just like done with everything, I'm just sitting there with Switch, just
At least you
making
can
my
just
way through
suck away.
Dreamland. Suck away. That's what I can't wait to do that at the end of a hard day. Do with that information what you will.
Taxes.
That's a different kind of taxes. I don't do that. I never did those taxes.
Hey
You
man,
catch the drift. You know what? I want to play that's out. Rogue Legacy 2.
what is that?
It is a run-based game. Another one of those, but it's like one of the OG run-based games. And you're like a little knight, and you go into like this castle or wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and you just go until you die. But every time you restart, you might have unlocked a new knight. You every time you respawn as a different knight.
Okay.
And these knights might have an ailment or something. Like you go in and I don't know, like some of them are funny. Like he's colorblind. So now when you go in, the whole game's black and white and you're just playing in black and white. But every time you respawn, every time you're different, they might have some kind of weakness or power that can help you. You can you level up, you unlock gear, moves, and it just pretty much builds on itself until you have like this arsenal of knights and weapons. But it's complete. You can beat it.
Yeah.
But it's run based. But
that's cool.
There was a Rogue Legacy 1. I never played it, always want to, but I watched a review of 2 and I'm like, this looks like something I could just sit and just play for hours.
All right. Nice. Yeah, man. I don't know. Games, I feel like with how many there are right now, I'm just like getting to this point of like numbness with how many I have that I could play.
Same.
And I'm like, I just don't want to. But I don't know. I'll keep just playing Fortnite like an idiot. Like I'm just
but
like,
see, I understand that though, because it's like comfort food.
It is, but like not in a good way. Because like it's not like I'm having a bad time, but I'm not having a good time either. Like I'm just existing, playing this game, changing my skin out like every other couple games or so, and I'm like, wow, Moon Knight now, woo. And that's literally my attitude walking through this shit. And like, I'll get the challenges done. Like I just did the battle pass and I got Doctor Strange, and like I don't give a fuck because I didn't like that movie. So like there's that. And I'm just like sitting here like, now why do I play? Because like there's no reason to keep playing the rest of the season because I've beat the season in theory. I don't care anymore. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded when it comes to games.
I get it though, because like I said, I should be playing Horizon. I got all this. I got the fucking Mass Effect collection. Never touched it once. There's games I just haven't even attempted to play that I have. I was on my Switch the other night, laying in bed, and I went through this. I have a long list of games on the Switch. The screen where it shows all your games. I'm just scrolling down like all these. There's games I need to beat. There's games I never started. There's games I need to finish. And then you know what I did? I just defaulted to the little Super Nintendo thing and played like fucking Mario World or something I've played 8 million times.
God,
or I played like Mega Man X.
You just fall back into the comfort. That's it.
Yeah, it's like video game junk food. Like I don't feel like thinking. I'm gonna just stop at fucking Wendy's and get a chicken sandwich. That was the equivalent to that.
Wendy's chicken sandwich. I've been getting them lately. You ever getting the one with the bacon jam?
No, you told me about it though.
Dude,
you've been talking about it. I have to get it because you keep reminding me.
Here's the thing though. Like I got that last week, and I got like a little bit of food poisoning in the middle of the week last week.
Oh no.
It was literally, so we recorded on Monday.
Crazy. I got that Saturday.
Really?
Yes.
That's
I didn't go to Wendy's. So.
Well, we recorded on Monday, right? After work. I came over to your place. So
last week,
I went on the way home. For lunch, I had Wendy's because I just forgot to pack. So I was just like, I'll get a chicken sandwich, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the way home, I'm like, I'm gonna get some Taco Bell because I haven't done this in a while, you know, haven't come home because, you know, I was on the vacation and shit, which we got to talk about at some point.
We're gonna get into that, yeah.
But fucking, I stopped there and then I wake up on Tuesday, and like when I wake up, all I have to do ever is just take a little pee. That's it. Just take a little pee and then I get in the shower. That's all I got to do.
Okay. Into the life of Chris, I see.
I sat down on the toilet.
Okay.
And
Here we go, Patreon people.
I pissed out of my ass.
Okay, I got to piss out of my ass story. Oh man, look, we never lost a step, man.
Now here's the thing. I'm still like 2 hours before I got to leave. So I'm like, man, that's weird that happened. It was probably the Taco Bell, my brain says.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, let me get in the shower, you know, clean the self up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the shower, done. I'm out of the shower. I'm like, oh,
I got to do it again.
do it again. And then I'm like sitting there and I'm like,
you just want to shower again.
Literally, yes. Like I was tempted, but I was like, I can't. Like I'm running out of time, you know? So it gets to a point where it's like, I got to leave in like an hour. And I'm like, okay, let's sit down for a second and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. And as I sit in this seat from drying off, putting on underwear and a shirt, I sit down.
You feel it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Again. I have nothing in my system. And I run back and I'm like, okay, so I text my boss. I'm like, yo, are you cool if I just work from home today? Like, I got my own PC. Like, it's fine. No big deal. And she's like, yeah, no problem. Cool. Let me tell you, if I had to do any work that day, I would have been fucked because I was in there, back to here, in there, back to here.
Something was working its way through.
Clog there, back to here. Unclog there, do it again, come back to here. And it was a total of 16 times. I counted because it was getting bad. Like, I was like, at what point do I go to the emergency room? And then I'm like freaking out. My mom gets me, there's like this medicine. I forget what the fuck it's called. It starts with an I, like Imodium or some shit.
Imodium.
Yeah. And it was like a liquid version of it. And it tasted like a really good protein shake. It was vanilla flavored. And I was like, I like the taste of this. This is cool. So I'm like chugging that like a motherfucker.
You're a child.
And then I'm still going. And then it starts getting like the color of it goes black. And I Google that.
What?
And when the color of your number 2 goes that color, that means that you're bleeding on the inside, pretty much. That's like the sign of that. Like if it goes that color, bleeding on the inside. And I remember this from like, there's an old podcast, The Sleepy Cabin, with like Oni and Psychic Pebbles, all those animators from like Philadelphia and shit. And this happened.
Know Oni was from Philly.
He lived in Philly at least. I don't know if he's from because he has like a weird accent.
I only know him from his YouTube videos. I never like picked up on the fact of where he was from or anything.
Yeah. They were all like Philly based for a while, but so I remembered that from a podcast they had a while ago. So I'm like, uh-oh. Like, your boy's bleeding on the inside, and it's only 2 p.m. So I go and I read the ammonium, and
you
apparently
say that as if there's a time of the day where it's okay to bleed from the inside.
Well, I mean, like, I was more so like thinking from the point of view, like, I still got 2 hours of technically working left.
Okay, I got
if I were to fake working currently. So I'm freaking out, and then I go read the thing, and it says like after like X amount, it'll start to be like darker, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just the stuff. I'm fine. Back to the toilet.
It's the good tasting medicine. It's all right.
I was out of commission, man. Like, and the weird part was like, I wasn't nauseous. I didn't have any head problems. It was literally just everything on my lower half. Like, I was just Charles Xavier, but doo-doo. Like, it was bad. I was just sitting the whole day on my fucking hover chair, just
sitting there doing the Xavier thing, just
like,
shitting.
Like if I was floating, man, it would look like a slug just left a trail. Like, I was just, I couldn't stop. And then Wednesday comes around, and then I'm just fine. And I'm like,
got it out of your system.
I guess.
All
so then
gallons of it.
I go back in the office, and they're like, oh, how you feeling? And I'm like, better.
Light as a feather.
But also, like, I didn't eat anything that day. Not a
Oh yeah, I'm
single
sure your
thing.
body never wanted. You never probably felt the need to.
I was never hungry, but I didn't feel sick at all. Like that was the weird part. Like I didn't feel bad in the
That's a
least
good
bit.
thing.
And I was like, what is happening on the inside?
Mm-hmm.
And it was bad, to say the least. But that was my story. It was a bad time.
Okay, I have a story.
And then after this, we'll get into Disney and how
I
that
didn't
didn't
think
go
I'd be
great.
telling this on the podcast, but you
Hey,
let it off. So,
hey man, shit happens, you know. That's the
since I
podcast
was
title.
this shit happens. SH exclamation point T happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since I was in the hospital, right, I've been eating pretty like clean because while they have you on all that medication and IVs, you get severely dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
I was just thirsty more than anything. I could give a fuck about food. I was just downing water. Like every time a nurse came in, I was like, "Can I have like 3 more large cups of ice water, please?" Downing it, like just killing water. Then they would be like, "What do you want?" They bring a little menu thing in the hospital, like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And like,
water.
I remember,
water soup.
Of course, water. But I would be like, the first time I think I was out of the room, so they just brought me whatever. They brought me like bacon, pancakes, eggs. The breakfast was pretty good in the hospital. Now that I think about it. Anyway,
maybe I'll go back.
Yeah, right. Maybe I'll hurt myself. So they gave me, they also gave me like a thing of grapes and a thing of like orange slices. And I tell you, I fucked that fruit up. I'm like, all I want is fruit because it was like feeling that dehydrated. It was helping with the dehydration.
You just played your soccer game and you need your orange slices. That's what you need.
Exactly. Little boy. So
little boy.
Little boy. So finished my soccer game, got my orange slices and just killing water. And then like I ate some of the food because I was like, I guess at some point I should eat food. I'm taking all this medicine.
Yeah.
So I would eat like the bacon and everything, but I would never finish it. And then lunch would come, it would be the same thing. And I would eat some, but not finish it. And eventually they would be like, it would come in like, hey, what do you want for either breakfast or lunch or dinner? And I would say, I would pick something, but I would always add like, can you bring me 2 bowls of grapes and 2 bowls of orange slices and 2 cups of water every time?
Jesus.
And
Christ.
I would be like, there would always be food left, but there would never be fruit or water left, right? Ever.
As of that point, you should have just ordered the fruit, man. You just wasted money on the food.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, I'm not. I mean, I guess technically I'm paying for it because I'm in the hospital, but I don't think they itemize the food. You're just paying for the stay in the hospital.
Really? Is that how that works?
So far, I have not gotten a bill for like 80 grapes. I haven't gotten that.
All the grapes in Pennsylvania?
Pretty much. So, where was I? So, yeah, I was just like drinking water, eating fruit. And after a while, like that's all you want because I'm so like dry. So, I started eating a little more because they start putting me on more medicine. So I'm like, all right, I have to like eat food. So once I got out of there, I'm like, my body got kind of like used to that. So like I had all this fruit. We got all this fruit for like the house. I'm just eating those. And you see those drinks like in Wawa, like called Body Armor.
Yeah.
It's like Gatorade kind of. So I've been killing those too because it gives you like electrolytes and everything. But finally, you get to a point where like we all get there. Like if you're even if you're a clean eater, you're gonna get a craving at some point. Like
you want some fucked up shit.
I want some bullshit. Yeah. Right. So I ordered a pizza one night. I forgot when this was, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I fucking killed that shit. They had like I ate like out of 8 slices, I ate like 6. Right. Just killed it. And then that night I went to bed. I woke up at like 3 a.m. My body woke me up. My stomach hurt so bad. Like so bad. Like I'm sweating. That's how much my stomach hurt. So of course I'm like, well, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go in there and nothing happens. It's just like gas and then I was okay. I was like, is my body reacting to the fact
weird.
Is that my body reacting to the fact that it got used to like eating super clean?
Yeah.
And then I just went OD, like I got completely left. But Whatever. I don't know that to be true. So whatever. Anyway, fast forward. Adrian makes these brownies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like she eats some, Trenton eats some, and then I didn't eat it for like a day or so. And I went back one night. This is like Friday. And I fucking pretty much took like half the tray. It was another one of those moments where like, I want some bullshit. So I eat fucking like half this tray of brownies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I stack it all in a bowl, and they were like super soft and gooey. So I'm just eating it with a spoon, right? So needless to say, fast forward again, I'm woken up middle of the night and I'm like, oh, like holding my gut. And it is fucking murdering me. It's worse than the last time with the pizza. So going to the bathroom. This time it was not some quick, easy. Like I'm sitting there and like, you know how like my stomach is churning and it won't stop, but nothing is coming out. So I'm just like, what's about to happen? And then I start feeling like that saliva build up. I'm like, no, it's coming out that way. So I'm like, it's a race to like, which side is it going to come out first? And eventually I had to get up off the toilet, turn around, and just
Oh no.
barf, right? I'm just throwing it. And it's all like brown. So it's all like, I'm like, oh, it's the brown.
This is the worst episode for the people who paid for this now.
Or it's the best one. So
we're gonna get so many people like unsubscribe. Like they're gonna be like, "You didn't make an episode for a full month, and then this is the shit I come back to."
This is what
Literally.
our lives have been. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I throw up. Adrian's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, a part of me wanted to be like, "Don't you hear what's wrong?"
You should have said pizza.
Something's up.
It's pizza time.
So I'm fucking throwing up these brownies. And then turn around, sit down, and then it comes out the other end. It comes out the other end, finish up, lay down. I don't feel like I'm completely done, but I feel better. Woke up like 7 a.m., back to the toilet, had one of your shits. Then had 2 more that day.
So this is 2 days before we recorded then?
No. This is like, this passed.
Oh, I thought this was, my bad. I thought this was like a week ago.
Nah,
man.
So it was really, really, really bad. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't even know if I'm over it. It just stopped.
Yeah.
But I've been fine.
That's where I'm at right now, where I'm like, I still am terrified to sit down on a toilet. Like, and it's weird because I had this, like, I went to Walmart Sunday because I needed some paint because, you know, I'm a painter now. Right. Not really. I'm just painting on plastic little figures of men. And I just go to get that. And my Walmart, there's a Taco Bell right outside of it. And I'm like, in theory, I could get Taco Bell. I don't want the food, but I just want a Baja Blast because I'm really thirsty. And there's a Wawa across the street as well. I'm walking back to my car with my paint, and I look at the Taco Bell. And, like, just the thought of Baja Blast makes the brown star tighten up a little bit now. And I'm like, I have, like, paranoid PTSD from that day. Because it got to a point where I felt like I was becoming the fucking Joker. Like, I was like, why is this happening? And I'm just, like, going insane. Like, yeah. I finished, I cleaned up, and then I came back. And then as I sit down, time to go back. Like, I was like, this isn't real. Like, I'm in the Matrix, and they're fucking with me.
That next day, when I thought it was over, it was Sunday. I came down here to work on that podcast editing thing. And, you know, I'm sorry, y'all. This really is the worst episode. You know how, like...
We'll hear about it tomorrow. It's
when
fine.
You feel like you got gas, so you push like it's gas, and then you realize that ain't gas. I sat in this chair, and I, like, did half of what I thought was a fart. I'm like, whoa, nope. I had to, like, crutch my ass back up the steps to get to the bathroom.
Yup. That was me on a Wednesday, the day after.
It was a fucking chocolate waterfall, like just going crazy.
Remember Tazon Day?
Yes, chocolate rain.
Yeah, dog. That was it. Insert clip, maybe if I remember. But yeah, man,
it's cool.
Let's get off the shit talk.
Let's get off the toilet.
So on the regular episode, we were saying that we were going to talk about. I had to talk about my Disney trip that I went on because I didn't talk about it at all to y'all.
True that.
If you were there for the Figure Friday stream, you saw all the stuff that I spent money on. It's a lot of cool stuff. Here's one of the things. It's still on my desk because I don't know where to put it, but it's a little loft cat head. But yeah, man, it was a really fun time, but it didn't start out that way. And if you remember the Patreon podcast, maybe like 2 before I left, my thing was that I said is that with our family vacations, it never goes right. Something always gets fucked up. Something always gets goofed. And then we're screwed in some situation. Let's just say that happened. So here, I'm going to set the scene.
Yeah, paint the picture.
So we wake up.
Brown paint.
There you go. Brown paint.
PTSD.
Bada boom. It's right. But so we wake up to get ready for the flight. Now we're flying out of New Jersey. Because it was cheaper, it's cheaper to go. And we're flying Spirit, which I'm already hesitant about wanting to do in the first place.
Valid.
So that's what we're doing. We finally get there. We go park in the parking garage. It's not working. We're trying to get into the parking garage, and the thing's just not spinning out a ticket or raising the thing. So
wait, is this after the flight?
No, this is going to the airport still.
Okay, got it.
Like, we're trying to get somewhere to park to go, check our bags. That doesn't work. Then we back out because that's the only way to get out of this. Like, it's like a cattle chute, so we had to back out fully of this thing. And then we go to the regular parking, just like giant parking lot, and get the ticket thing, and we walk over to the gate area. We're literally like next in line pretty much. And there's 2 workers. The only airline that is there is Spirit. That's it. And these 2 workers are both being bombarded by people ahead of us. One's a family that apparently had bought their tickets for the flight to Florida, but the issue was that they didn't book the seats. Because apparently you had to buy it. Like, you had to buy a ticket for the flight, and then with that ticket you book, like, this is my seat, and I check in with this seat. So that's a thing. They didn't do that, so they're freaking out. Person over there is freaking out about something else. Cool. We're waiting. Time keeps going by. We're waiting. Time keeps going by. Finally, the people just admit defeat and they walk away. So we walk up to check our bags for the flight.
Yeah.
And this is about 2 minutes past where it says the doors close on the actual tickets that we have. And the lady's like, the doors just closed. And she's like, you're kidding. My mom's like, you're kidding me. And I'm like, we missed the flight. She's like, but the plane's still here. She's like, the plane's here. She's like, yeah, but they closed the door. It's over. We're fucked. So we head back to the car, and we're trying to game plan this shit. She's freaking out because, spent money on the flight.
Spent money.
Yeah.
Right.
My dad stops at the bathroom on the way back to take a fat shit. Meanwhile, I'm on my phone trying to be the savior of this trip. I find a flight for American Airlines out of Philadelphia, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, from where we are.
Right.
So, like, this is how long it is till the flight takes off. We have about a 30-minute drive to get there. Here we go. So I buy the tickets. I buy the 3 for us. It's got a fucking connecting flight in Austin, which was also annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
We get there. We check our bags. We're all in a rush and shit. We think that we're, like, fucked. Finally, we're walking up. The lady's like, yeah, just go up this escalator here. Just go through security. You'll be right at your flight. And I'm like, relief. The relief I had in that moment was like the relief I had on Thursday when I wasn't pissing out my ass. And I'm just like, oh, man, I can't believe it. We're good. We're good to go. And then we get up to the top, and then I look to the right. And there's about like a full 2 miles down line of people to go through security.
Sounds like Philly Airport.
And we have like 20 minutes before our flight takes off. So I'm like, oh, there's that feeling again. There's that feeling where I am about to fart, but I'm going to shit myself. So I'm freaking out, still on the line, We finally get through. We're good to go. Get on the flight. Sweet. Now, here's the funniest part about this whole thing. This whole time this is happening, Ryan is currently in Florida because he flew
Oh
out of Virginia.
yeah, you did tell me that.
So while we're all freaking out because we missed our first flight, he's already like in the air, and we have no way to contact him because he's in the air.
Right.
And we're just like, well, this is gonna be fun to explain to him once he finally lands. I think he landed literally as we got on our flight, so we couldn't really explain the situation. So we finally get to Austin, huge airport, insane, way too big. Get on that flight, get to Disney. And Ryan's been at the hotel playing Lego Star Wars on his Switch for like 6 hours because he checked in with his phone. So that's a thing. So the trip didn't go the right way that it was supposed to from the start.
Right.
But after that, man, it was just smooth sailing. It was just a really fun time. I've said this to you multiple times and like a couple other people, like going to Disney as an adult where you have the choice to not be at the park the whole entire day is such a freeing feeling.
Right.
Like when I went as a kid, you go to the park and it's like, oh, we got to do everything.
This is the day. This is what we're doing.
You are here the whole day. We are not leaving until the fireworks are done. And then you're standing on the tram back. And having the opportunity to be like, get there when rope drops and then like ride like 3 or 4 of the big rides. There's like 2 more big ones that you need to get on. And then like have lunch and then be like, yeah, we're going to go back to the hotel, take a 2-hour nap, maybe shower, clean up a bit. Man. And then go back to do those rides and then watch maybe some fireworks, but you don't have to. Phenomenal. The best shit ever. It was fucking great. Galaxy's Edge. Dude. Let me tell you. I know how much you love Star Wars. I know how much. I love it. But
it's my heart.
That place is fucking magical. Like, you walk in to the main park and then you walk into this little tunnel that like transitions you. Like we went through the back way, so you know where Muppet Vision is?
Yes.
So there's like a little tunnel pack behind it. If you just keep walking through there, it just transitions and you're just in Galaxy's Edge. And you're just on planet because they're all in character. They're all the cast members. So you're on Batuu. That's the planet's name. And there's the Rise of the Resistance ride, so we go on that. The best ride Disney has ever fucking made. It is phenomenal. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, just watch the ride video online. It is so cool. All the technology.
All jokes aside, I mean, me not being a Star Wars guy and everything, this still looks dope as shit in there.
Yeah, man.
And I trust it to be amazing.
Dude, and then the food options, like they're all like weird because, it's Star Wars. And like you go to like there's the bar, Oga's Cantina, and you can get different like alien type drinks, and they have like this one where it's a cup that it goes in this little machine and it freezes a little puck at the bottom of like dry ice. So when you pour your liquid on it, it just keeps bubbling the whole time. And there's like a kid's drink that they like take little boba balls and like put it in there. So they call them eggs. So they keep like floating to the top, and it's just constantly like going like a lava lamp. And then I got this drink. It's called the Fuzzy Tauntaun.
Sounds like a sexual favor.
Yeah, it was. So it was like a peach and pineapple like drink, but it had this foam on top that was made from buzz buttons, which is like a flower, I guess. And the foam, when it touches your lips or your mouth, it numbs it like completely. And like I just took like a big mouthful of the foam and my mouth was like this for like a solid 3 minutes, and it was fucking hilarious.
People love that shit.
It was great. So that was cool. My mom got like some weird drink, but my dad got this one that they called jet fuel. And the best part is like every single staff member's in character, so like these bartenders are like, this is not made for human consumption, and gives him like this shot glass pretty much like this big. This is like a cocktail price too, like $12-15 for this big of a drink. And he takes a sip of it and he's just like, he's gone immediately. We didn't have time to get breakfast either. So the best part is we went to this place at 9 a.m.
Oh shit.
And we had no time to get breakfast prior. So that was the thing. But yeah, man, it was phenomenal. I want to go back already. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon because money. But
I get it though.
yeah, it was funny though when I like told everyone my like total amount that I spent. Everyone was like, "Oh, I thought you'd spend more." And I'm like, "Bro, I spent like $500."
It's a lot of fucking money. You spent a PlayStation 5.
Literally that, or a Steam Deck, and like fucking, like they're like, "I thought you would have like spent like $1,000," and I'm like,
Who do you think I am?
I love Star Wars, but I'm not leaving with $1,000 of merchandise. Like
Right.
the things that I got were very simple. I was like, I would like the Kyber crystal things, the 2 holocron Johns, which if you haven't seen it, I did it on my live stream, and then a set of lightsabers. That's all I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't buy anything else besides, where the fuck is it? I don't know if I showed you this or not, or you got to see it. But it's a pin from Hercules, and it's a little, it says, Hercules, you mean Huncules, and it's got one of the muses on it. That's the only other thing that I bought. I didn't buy anything else besides like food and shit. But like, it was great, man. I do want to go again though, very very soon, hopefully. I'd also love to go to the California one because I've never been across.
Disneyland.
Yeah, and they have
I've never been there either.
the Marvel John too,
Yeah.
so that's fun. But
I do want to try that at some point in my life.
they also have the Super Mario stuff coming soon there too. Yeah. I saw a video today, some dude, I guess there's like a VIP experience that you can get for like these parks and shit, and it costs a shit ton of money. Like Disney, I think it's like $6,000, but you get like privately walked around the park by like a cast member, and like every single ride they just walk you to the front of the line for every single.
It's still not worth $6,000.
It isn't there, but at Universal they have one, and it's $300. So it's
That's
like
way more reasonable.
yes. But for that one, you go on like the studio backlot tour, which I don't know if it's like you go on like the little tram and like there's all the sets for the movies and shit. And there's like actual movies and like TV shows filming live on the sets like while you go there. But for the $300 one, you're allowed to get off of the tram car and like walk around on these sets and shit. Like you can go to the Back to the Future like square where like the fucking clock tower is and like stand there in like the middle of the square. But like, and they also have like
for 300. I feel like why isn't everybody doing it?
I think it's like it's a very limited thing most likely, and like you have to schedule the fuck out of it. But like like you go on like every single ride, they like walk you to the front. They're like, here's the first 2 hours you're doing the tram car ride, and like there's like a full in-depth tour and whatnot. And then after that, they're like, okay, here's Transformers. I forget what the other rides were, but they go on all these rides and shit. And when they went to lunch, this dude who was filming the video, they went to like this like really exclusive restaurant that you could only go to if you are a VIP. And he looks out the window and he can see the Mario Land being built in the distance.
Man.
Dude, it looked very cool, especially from that vantage point. I was like, this is really cool to see, but I'd love to do that shit.
I don't know how I'm going to act when I get there, but it's a trip that's 33 years in the making for me.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how it's going to be compared to the Japan one, because that one is really interesting too, because you can buy like wristbands and like there's like question mark blocks all around the park, and you can like punch it with your wristband.
Oh, I did see that. It's on YouTube.
And it connects with your phone, and there's like achievements and shit you can get, so you can like trophy hunt while you're at the park and stuff.
I'm never leaving that park until I fucking platinum that park.
The coolest part is like, you know, like the rooms that you can go into, and there's like the games that you play on like the projectors and shit.
Yeah.
There's certain ones that you're not allowed to play until you've beaten other levels. So you have to like sequentially go in order, and then you have to scan your like little wristband thing. And if they see that you haven't done the other 2 levels, you can't play the mini game.
Do you know? I'm gonna go in there and I'm just gonna tell my family, I'm like, y'all can go do whatever or Universal shit y'all want to do. I'm going to be here until I get the platinum trophy.
100%. I don't even think you get anything special for getting everything, but it's one of those things where it's like you just gotta finish that shit.
I have to do it.
Yeah, it's cool though, man.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Hell yeah.
But more Any more outstanding things about the trip
Um,
or funny stories?
trying to think of anything crazy that happened. It wasn't really much crazy shit happening. Um, I will say at Universal, I went on the Velocicoaster, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't like rides like that.
See, that was being built when I went there. I think if I'm thinking of the same, is it new?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
that was
newest
still
one.
being built when I was there.
So that thing, it changed me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, we, like, I was kind of bullied to go on it, like a little bit. Like Ryan was like, really go on the fucking ride. I was like, you know what, fine, fuck it, I'll go on. So we get
Mm-hmm.
on there, and like my mindset is like, I don't mind roller coasters that do like loops and shit if they have the overhead thing, because at
Mm-hmm.
least then I feel more secure. It's a lap bar for this thing. So I'm like already not feeling it. I'm like, I don't really want to do this, like whatever. But we
Yeah.
get in line, we go through it. We go through really fast because it was actually closed. Like I guess they were doing like test runs or something. And then right as it opened, we were able to get in line, so the wait time was like nothing.
Right.
So we hop in, we get on it, and like the lap bar is on, and like the back of your calves are like able to grip onto the bottom of the seat, and that's the only
Mm-hmm.
way to hold yourself. And this thing goes, dude. It is so fucking fast.
That shit sounds fun.
I was screaming so fucking loud, and Ryan's laughing at me because like I'm not good when it comes to these types of rides, like at
Mm-hmm.
all. And there's a couple times in that ride where like there's a part where you're upside down, and like I think it does two loops, maybe I could be wrong, and then it also does a corkscrew, and I don't like those. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're upside down fully, it like holds there for a second and then goes back,
Mm-hmm.
and you're completely loose in your seat, and you have to use your calves to like
Hold
hold
yourself.
really hard on there, or else you will slip out like 1,000%.
Danger.
And there's specifically one point where it does like that corkscrew thing, and it comes around this corner and it goes around and it holds upside down over the water. And I swear to God, if my calves were not like Herculean, I swear to God I would have fallen out because I was gripping for dear life. I swear I was
I
so
feel like
terrified.
there has to be something in place where that's not true. Only because so many people get on it. Like, are little kids gonna just fall then because they don't have
I
strong
mean, in
calves?
theory, like if they push down really hard on the thing, they're locked in. And there's obviously the height thing and whatnot, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's one of those things where it's like I did not feel safe,
Mm-hmm.
even though I knew I was safe. Like I knew I was
Got you.
safe,
I
but
got you.
I did not feel like it at all. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I was like, I got off that ride, dude, and like we got in line for the Jurassic River ride,
Yeah.
which isn't updated, by the way, which was weird to me because they updated the one in California to be Jurassic World,
Mm-hmm.
and like that one's like really new and shit. There's really cool like animatronics, but they didn't do it to the Florida one. So it's still the old like rinky dink ones. So you go through the fucking Jurassic Park gates,
Welcome to Jurassic.
and then this fucking Brachiosaurus that looks like he's fucking so stoned. He just goes, "Uh," and then sticks his head back down, and he looks decrepit. Like the rubber and stuff from it's like tearing apart,
Oh shit!
and
They don't give a fuck about that
it
ride.
looks so gross, and the water smells so bad, and it
It's
was
just the toilet water that's being flushed throughout the
honestly
park.
wouldn't be surprised because like it was funny. There was an article that came out like after we were all said and done, we were all home and shit. We got home from the trip. Ryan sends it to me, and it's like this couple that went on the ride and they got soaked. And then they, for the rest of the day, they smelled something, and they were like, it smelled so putrid, and it was because of the water.
Ah,
And meanwhile, Ryan and I like got like a little bit on us, like nothing crazy. We didn't have ponchos or anything, but
Mhm.
like we weren't like soaked, but we could still smell it throughout the day. And we were like,
Yeah.
something doesn't smell good.
yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, but
They need to give that shit an overhaul.
oh yeah, but food wise, I will say there are a couple highlights from this place. There's one place in the Magic Kingdom that you need to go to if you go there. It's like right off to the left. It's like this little restaurant next to where you can get the Dole Whips.
Mhm.
I got like this pork shoulder, and it was the best thing I've ever eaten at a Disney park, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
It came on like this bed of like sweet potato mashed potatoes, but they were like so creamy. It was like almost like butter texture,
Mm-hmm.
and it just fell apart. Like the meat, it just like you touch
Oh,
your
right
fork
off the
to it,
bone.
there was no bone. It just fucking fell.
Oh shit.
Dude, it was just like, and just like, it was so delicious. And then at fucking Universal, man, let me tell you, I cannot explain how good the Krusty Burger was at fucking Simpsons Land.
Yo, that food is good.
Dude, first of all, they have like a soda there that's not like Coke. I don't know what it's called. It's like it's like
Flaming Mo.
no, that's the beer, I think.
No, Flaming Mo is not beer.
I forgot what it's called. It's like Fizz or something like
Duff
that.
is the beer.
Something Fizz.
Are you sure this is not a Flaming Mo?
I'm
Because I
pretty
had
sure.
one and it's like bubbling and stuff.
It was not bubbling. It was
Oh,
just
okay,
like, it
never
looked
mind.
like a Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
It says Flame Buzz Cola.
Oh, Buzz. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was called Buzz Cola, and that shit was fire. And then the sauce that was on the burger, the crusty sauce, man, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And like the only thing that sucked about it was that the whole time we were there, they played the same like 6 Simpsons clips.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all have an entire library of however many seasons, and you're playing these same 6 clips, bro.
It's like 34, 35 seasons now.
Yeah.
Over almost 1,000 episodes. It's like,
I was like, this is bad. And then the ride, we actually didn't get to go on it because the ride was like 120-minute wait for that thing.
really? You know
Yeah.
what? When we went last time, because I think I've been on that ride during 2 trips now.
Yeah, same.
But the last time we went, it was a long ass wait.
And like, here's the thing. I like that ride a lot. It is
Mhm.
not worth that long of a wait.
Yeah, no, because it's not even that long. Like
Yeah.
it's but most rides aren't as long as
It's also
wait
not
is.
much of a ride, too.
Yeah.
But like, so like we didn't do that, and then we went to walk back to the other side of the Harry Potter land, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, oh, let's check out the Men in Black store because the ride was down. The
Mhm.
Men in Black store is no longer a Men in Black store.
What is it?
It's just random shit.
Because we went on the ride last time. I didn't stop in the store.
Dude, so you walk in this gift shop and it's just like random Marvel shit all over the place. And then DC stuff, which I'm like, y'all don't have the rights to this. There's a Henry Cavill Superman statue standing there. And then in the very back, there's a bunch of anime shit, like Dragon Ball Z stuff. And like
In the Men in Black store? Or is it
in the
just not
Men in
called that
Black
store
store,
anymore?
it's still called that. And then there's like a whole bunch of manga, literally like all of One Piece is just there, like all of the books individually. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And
What
then
store is this?
like, and we walk over to like where the ride lets off, and there's the only Men in Black merch they have is the shirt of Frank the Pug, and then the toy not Jiminy Cricket, the Noisy Cricket,
Yeah.
and then the Neuralizer. That's it. They had like Funko Pops from the new movie as well, but I don't count that.
Yeah.
So I was like, you guys really don't like Men in Black anymore, huh?
Will and Tommy Lee didn't want to give their likeness up anymore.
I guess not, man. It was also funny because I never realized this, but in the new movie with Chris Hemsworth and
Yeah.
what's her name
Tessa Thompson.
I guess her character's name starts with the letter M, so she's Agent M.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Wasn't
saw
that
the
Michael Jackson.
that was the thing. I saw the Funko Pop, and like her hair and her skin tone. I was like, this looks like Agent. It says Agent M. I'm like, yo, is this Michael Jackson?
If they have the balls to do that.
I thought that'd be slick, but
Yeah.
that'd be cool. I could be Agent M.
I could be Agent M. That was fucking good.
What was I forgot what the guy's name was, the main dude. They replaced him in the third one too. Like the big head honcho guy. The guy who talks like this.
Oh, Zed.
Said. Yeah.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger.
That guy was so good.
Yeah, he was.
Yo, you remember the Men in Black cartoon?
Yes.
Dude,
And
that
my
shit-
stupid child self was really upset that it wasn't actually Will Smith and Tommy Lee doing the voice.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's the thing that always annoyed me about like shows like that. Like, remember when Hercules got like a TV show, and then Emperor's New Groove got a TV show, and it wasn't the original voice actors, I was
Yeah.
so distraught because I was like,
As
I
a
don't
kid,
like
it's
this.
so heartbreaking.
Yeah, and like as a kid, you're not even thinking about it from like the voice acting point of view.
Yeah.
You're especially when it comes from like those ones where it's like Cusco, like it's an already animated character going
Yeah.
to another animated character. But like I can hear the voice. And I'm like, not my Cusco, you know, like hashtag,
Exactly.
you know,
'Cause
that's
you're
the
just like, no,
podcast title.
this is not my Cusco. Like, no, you're breaking my heart. This is not what I signed up for. I'm
Exactly.
watching this because of the movie I saw.
Exactly, but I don't know, man. But yeah, it was an overall fun trip, though. I mean,
Dope.
I don't know when I'll go back anytime soon. I don't know about Florida in general. It's also like it's so fucking warm, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like warm weather. Like,
That humidity will kick your ass in
it
Orlando.
fucked me up. And then I also got like hella sunburnt on like the first day. Like my face was pink. It was bad, dude. But yeah,
I'll let you borrow some melanin next time.
I could really use it
Yeah,
because
I'll just rip some off. Like, here you go.
dude, my skin is weird because like I will
That might get you in some
burn.
trouble. Never mind. Don't do that. Not in Florida.
No, I don't know if the Florida people would have a problem with it, but I mean everywhere else would. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool,
True.
man."
Where can I get some of that?
But no, like when I get burnt, it's weird because like I'll burn really bad for like a day, and then the next day I'm like tan, like super fucking tan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's something to do
That's
with
why
my
you got that Hercules
heritage thing. What, 0 to hero? That's a
pen. You got
Hercules.
your Hercules.
Yeah, right.
Become
I
tan.
go from pink to tan. I have 2 shades, ladies.
Do with that what you will, ladies.
I don't know what you're gonna do with that. So that was another thing. Fuck, I almost forgot about that. The quote to end all quotes. So the whole time that I'm in Florida, I'm not using my phone much besides like messaging you and being like, "Yo, what's going on?" and whatnot.
And I'm just like, no.
And you're like, "Shut the
enjoy
fuck up,
yourself.
enjoy Mickey."
I'm just dying.
Yeah, ridiculousness and shit. But I'm like, I'm not using my phone at all. And I just keep getting these fucking notifications over and over and over again. You have a new like. You have a new like. You have a new match. You have a new like. And I'm like,
shit.
what the fuck is happening right now? So I open my phone and I'm getting like, I got, I think, a total of 16 matches on Tinder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
happening right now?
Mhm.
And like a couple of them are like in the bio, like, oh, Disney cast member and whatnot. And then others are just, you know, Florida women, I guess.
Mhm.
And fucking Ryan looks over at me. He's like, I don't know, man. Maybe you're just a Florida 10, but you're a PA 4. And I'm like,
Listen, man.
that
be
hurts.
Florida 10.
That hurts.
Be that Florida 10.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That only
You better
works
knock
when
some
I'm in
shit down
Florida.
before you left.
Nah,
But
man.
you have the perfect line. You're like, yo, I'm only here for limited
Yeah,
time.
but I'm also living in like a room with my family.
Listen, you got your own money. You can be like, yo, meet me over here. Yo,
I
tell
was
them
busy
to-
buying lightsabers.
Okay, well, they match with you. Tell them to get a room. And then meet up with them.
I guess so.
Be careful, though.
Florida
Just
woman.
because, you don't know who that person is.
I really don't. But I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Like, this is bullshit. And then I come back to PA. Guess how many matches I've gotten since then? Big old goose egg, baby.
Listen, that's their loss. Listen, just tell them you're recently tanned. You just lost mad weight on the toilet diet. You're fucking going crazy.
That's what I
out here.
should have done. I should have checked how much weight I lost. That'd have been funny as shit.
I haven't done that either. I haven't done that since before the hospital
Damn.
looked at my weight.
Yeah. The worst part is like, so I was doing the workout thing with Ryan. He put me together like a routine and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't been able to get back to it. And I need to talk to him about it actually, because I haven't in a bit. But like we both forgot for like a week after we got back,
Mm-hmm.
and then he finally put it back together for me about like, it was like a week after like he realized that both of us forgot. Finally gets it together. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna start up again. And then that's when this week happened, and like a lot of the movements are like squats and stuff, and I physically can't do that still because I'm torn up a little bit, you know, like
I get it.
So like I can't. And now I'm like, well, that fucking sucks. And I feel bad because, he's putting in the effort to like, take time out of his day to put this routine together for me.
But you can have it forever. Like it's
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can get to it whenever.
Once I'm healed up in the lower region, I'll get back to it because currently I cannot. When you have sandpaper, toilet paper, it makes a lot of movement bad. So,
Oh man, you gotta opt up for that Cottonelle, man. You gotta get that Charmin.
listen, man,
that
I'm not in
double-
charge of that. I don't have the Costco
Maybe
card.
you need to be in charge. I mean, you don't even need a whole lot. Just go get yourself like a Walmart 4-pack of it. It's like $3.
Listen,
Just to have some of you, just so you have the good shit on deck when you need it.
I'm busy buying action figures.
I'm about to say busy. You're in Walmart or Target 1,000,000 times a week.
You know what, man? I've stopped. I've actually stopped. I've stopped a bit because I'm getting to the point, and I've been talking to a couple people where I'm like, I'm kind of like done with some stuff.
Oh shit! Turning new pages.
It kind of sucks for Figure Friday to say the least because I'm not buying as much. But like,
Yeah, but Figure Friday can be whatever you make.
I also have like a million things around my room that I could just talk about. Like I could literally just grab something and be like, so this is this, and this is why this is cool or whatever. But like, I'm getting to the point where I'm like starting to not like these companies. So the Marvel dudes just announced that all of their packaging isn't going to have the window on front anymore to see what the figure is, to save on plastic. Which
I don't like that.
Like I get it because like environment, cool. Yeah,
I get that part of it.
But like my secondary thought is like if I find stuff in stores and I'm like, oh yeah, hey look, I found this thing that I'm looking for, and I buy it, I can't see that it's it in the thing.
Yeah.
And there's a big thing that goes on where people will buy something or take it to the bathroom and they'll swap out the new figure with like an old figure or some crappy piece of shit. Now they can do that so easily because there's no window to check what you're buying.
Yeah, they made it easy for those douchebags.
So that's a problem, and I'm not even a fan of it. And then the Star Wars stuff, like, they're just going down in quality. And, like, when I first started collecting the Star Wars stuff, it was because everything was, like, an original sculpt. Like, every character was so different that they needed to make a new sculpt. And I'm like, that's what I want to collect. That's cool. It's a good price point, whatever. Now, everything is being reused. So it's like, you'll see, like, this Luke Skywalker figure, but they're reusing like 8 different parts from that, or like the whole entire figure, and then changing the head. And they're like, well, now it's this character. And like then they'll take the same Luke and they'll just paint it a different color and be like, well, now here's this Luke. And I'm like, I can't, like,
yeah, that's no good.
I'm not gonna support that shit. So now I'm like, I'm hopping on the CLD bandwagon and getting the import shit, which is like the $90 to $70 per figure, and I'm like, god damn. But also like it's quality. Like I don't.
Yeah, you're paying for quality. You're paying for the insurance of knowing you're getting what you're getting.
And then the beauty of it is too, like, say if I don't like it or something, I could sell it on the resale market, and it's gonna be an upcharge anyway because those things are limited. So like, it's a better market to go into than $20 figures I can find at Target that maybe just have like a bag of dirt in there, which is becoming more viable as of this point, which is sad
at this point.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm starting to rethink a little bit. I've been cleaning my room. I don't know if you could tell or not, as my closet in the background, that's like empty now. It's like, you see that shit? There's like nothing in there. So that's emptied out. I got some stuff cleaned over here. I have way too many boxes right there that you cannot see that are stacked about like literally like half an inch lower than my head. So I gotta sort that out. But
you sort that out. But real quick, because I also have stories, hospital stories.
Oh yeah.
But I've been holding the biggest piss, and I need to go take it. Because because one thing about this antibiotic that I'm on, it pushes, like, I have to pee like every 2 hours on the dot.
Go for it, man.
I have to go.
All right.
So I guess edit this out or fast forward.
Maybe I won't.
Funny or something, or not. Look,
this is just length. We're back. This is for future me. Once I'm doing this, future me will know, and by future me I mean me in like the next 30 minutes, maybe. I don't know.
Man, I don't even know what. All right, so First of all, first of all, I'm. I feel like when you're in a hospital, you're probably the worst form of yourself. Obviously, health wise, but visually and everything.
I guess, yeah.
Because dealing with whatever you're going through in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to figure out how to steer this story. So, I'm getting pushed in a wheelchair in so much pain. Not even because I couldn't, it hurt to like sit up at one point. So they had me on just like bed, like hospital beds that they were transferring me to. Very painfully, might I add. They have to like slide this like they have to roll you to one side, slide this like plastic thing under you to lay on to slide you to the other bed. And keep in mind, my pain is all in my hip. So they're rolling me onto my excruciatingly painful hip to slide something under me and to toss my body to another bed. So the whole time it's just like me, I'm like, I can't not make a noise like it's not painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm trying to like, you kind of want to just be like, I got this. But no, they roll me onto that hip and I'm just like, ah. And I'm just like, ah. And they throw me to the other bed. And
sounds like they're abusing you.
Yeah, but it's like you can tell it's like procedure for them. It's a day at the job.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, this is the worst days ever.
Y'all are torturing me.
Right. So we made the joke on the pod about how my first thing I said to you was like my head wasn't shaved. So like I just have hair around the sides and nothing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm in pain. I have on this dumbass hospital gown. My head looks like shit. Everything is shitty, right? So they're rolling me through the hallways, right? And they had to like kind of park me because I'm on this bed. So they had like little stations where they could park the hospital beds before they take you in to do whatever test you're getting tested for.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a group, these really attractive nurses. Obviously, I have to say it. Obviously, I'm married. Obviously, I'm not trying to do anything. But a man still has eyes, and we're all human beings. And I'm not gonna do anything. But you don't want people just seeing you in the most horrible light, like the way you look visually. So like, there was this group of them. They're like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I'm just like, "Don't look at me. I'm hideous."
Giving him a fake name. I don't want you to know the real me.
My name is Frank Doobles. But so that was one thing. So like I rolling me away. They're like, "Oh," it was like, "Well, I'm sorry you're going through that," and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And just like, me too. So they roll me back, right? So that was one time I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing good is in here. So there was another time when I think I told you this, or did I? I might not have. So when I had to get MRI, and for those who don't know, you're in this little like this tube, and they're taking these like X-ray shots of your body, and like it's literally like you're in a bed like this, and you're in this tight tube, and it's very uncomfortable, and very like claustrophobic. So, and my hip hurts. So, but the bed they have you laying on is like a V-shaped bed, so that you could fit in this tube, so that your body is like this.
So you're a taco,
so, pretty much. But they have my body folded in a way where it's right on my hip, so I'm in there, and it takes forever. So you're just in this claustrophobic tube for maybe 30, 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes, somewhere in there. And I'm in there and it's hot. So I'm like, I'm hot. I can't move. I'm stuck in this position till they're done whatever the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to try to, I guess, comfort you before you go in, they're like, they put these little headphones on you. Like, hey, what kind of music do you want to listen to? We'll pick out some music and you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. So I'm like, the first time I didn't know like how to narrow it down, because I don't know where they're getting this. I don't know if they're going like Pandora or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I found out it's YouTube, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just said hip hop. So they put me in there, and they're just playing like super modern day hip hop, like shit I'm not listening to, like the kids are listening to. So I'm like, so I don't know any of these songs,
Those
and
kids.
I don't know any of these songs. I barely know some of these artists, and I'm stuck in this tube because I can't just be like, turn it off. I can't do that. So I'm just in there sweating, listening to terrible music that I put on myself. So
Can you think of any of the songs per se, just so we can fully envelop ourselves in your mindset? Like if you had to hum one of the tunes.
nope.
Damn.
It was shit I don't listen to. Like it was artists that I don't like. I would never go like make a decision to listen to these
Like
artists.
TikTok music, kinda.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly that. So, not that it's like all terrible, but it's nothing.
It's just all terrible to you because it's not the
Yeah.
good shit. You know,
Right.
you rocking the old man haircut. You're just like, this isn't my music.
Get off my lawn, you hip hop bastards.
You TikTok motherfuckers.
Pretty much. So then I had to get a second MRI. When they told me this, I wanted to cry because I hate the MRI.
Yeah.
So they roll me back down there to do the MRI. And again, they're like, hey, what music do you want to listen to? So this time I'm like, okay, I have to be very specific. I said 2000s hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fuck that up? So I get in there. Oh, they fucked it up. I don't know where these playlists are coming from because they're playing like pop hip hop from that era. Like it's not bad music. I remember it, but it's not what I wanted. It's like fucking
But I do want your script.
no, but in that vein. And I like that song. That didn't play though.
Yeah.
But
I only remember that song because it was at karaoke the other night, and I was like, I remember this. I wish I didn't.
I'd have performed that song in its entirety. Loved it. But it was that era. It was in that vein.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this isn't to me. I'm like, this isn't hip. This is pop R&B. And I get it. It could be flow in there a little bit. It can kind of, the wires can get crossed in those two genres. I'm like, but this isn't like Jay-Z. You know what I mean?
True.
You're playing me like the radio pop R&B hits.
To be fair, you gave the generalized 2000s, to be fair.
But I said 2000s hip hop, so I'm thinking they're going to give me like rappers.
It's also YouTube, so you know these motherfuckers are clicking the first like playlist that exists, and that's probably like what was on the radio in 2000s.
Jay-Z was on the radio. I'm like, where is the rap? Like, why is it all like that goes off like Sierra, My Goodies comes on, and like a fucking Beyonce song, and I'm like, I said hip hop, right? Like
you said pop, right?
Oh, and that's another thing. That time when I went in there and I told him what I wanted, the first 15 minutes was just the sound of the test going on. I'm like, where's the music? And then she's like, I hear her yell like, oops, I'm sorry. I didn't turn the music on. I'm like, yeah, they turn it on. And then
I know that because I'm in a fucking tunnel as a taco.
So then I'm like, okay, you turn it on and then it's not what I really wanted. Mm-hmm. So when I finally get out of there, I'm just like, never. I hate MRIs. I don't ever want to do one again. So needless to say, super fast forward. I had an appointment with this infectious disease doctor Wednesday, but they had to push it up because they call me and I'm like, okay, it's next week now. I'm like, okay, why? What's up? They were like, we need you to get another MRI before we can see you. I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I was like, I'm going to flip a table. Like, I don't want to.
So have you gotten that MRI yet?
No. And they supposed to hit me back because I went to schedule it and they was like, yeah, we don't have a free MRI until July. I'm like, what? So I called the doctor back and like, they said this and like, well, we're going to see if we can pull some strings and get you, say we need one stat and get you in there like at some point. I'm like, okay, this was last Thursday. I'm like, someone needs to get
All
this
right.
done. I don't want to take the MRI, but I have to.
So we got to game plan this because you have some time to think.
Oh, and that's what I'm getting to. Now I have to go in there super specific.
Yes.
I'm
Because
not
in
going there and just be
theory,
like Jay-Z.
because you could say Jay-Z, but then here's the thing. You're just getting Jay-Z probably, which isn't probably a bad thing for you. But
No, but I get how it's going to start navigating away from
Yeah.
him eventually.
in theory, you could say Jay-Z radio.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's like radio, that's like a thing.
Yeah, it'll play artists in the same vein,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with.
Which I feel like that would be more of a better option as opposed to just like ton of Jay-Z at you and then like YouTube tries to give you something similar and then it's just like Cardi B. And
I think that played at one point.
which one?
Cardi B.
Is that a song or does Cardi
Cardi
B
B?
have a song called Cardi B?
No, they played her.
What song?
I'm trying to remember what song. It was the time I was like hip hop, and then Cardi B was on a song. Like some of them songs, like a feature will come on. I'm like, oh, I know this person.
So it wasn't like her song. It was like she was on a song.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I was thinking like, how do you not know the song of Cardi? Because I feel like there's like one that she has.
She got like a couple, but
I feel like she's got one, and that's the only one I know.
Like on the world.
The Wings and Pizza, you know.
That's not even the song I was thinking of, but yeah,
That's the only one I know. Here's the thing: I probably
you should
knew a
perform
Cardi
that
B
at
song.
karaoke.
Nah, yeah, dude, karaoke was weird. Not in a bad way. I don't want to put that. I don't know how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, first of all, it wasn't like karaoke at like an open bar type thing. It was at this place in Philly that has like private rooms for like groups and shit, and that was cool. But like, apparently the machine was like from like the 40s or some shit.
The 40s.
It really felt like it because like
they had karaoke in the 40s.
Probably. Hello, my baby.
Hello, my baby. It's karaoke. Hello, my.
Yeah, just bursting out of chests and whatnot. If you know that reference. Anyway, I find it funny how you know that reference, but you don't like Star Wars. Fuck you.
Hey, I'd pick my battles. I know.
God damn. But
I get some stuff from the ether. It comes through osmosis. I figure some shit out.
God damn the Schwartz. But no, like I was like, it was funny because I'm like sitting down on this couch and I'm kind of like in the corner. Like I've set myself up where I don't need to move really. And I was like, I'm comfy, cozy. I don't need to move. I don't need to make an attempt to go look at the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And our good friend and Patreon member Uniguff Lucas is standing up there because he prefers to stand. They prefer to stand a little bit more than they do sitting. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like messaging him like, can you check this? Can you check that? Like this artist. And he like would go up to the board, look on the touch screen, nothing. Look on the touch screen, nothing. And then our boy John tries to get me in on it because I haven't sung a single thing for like an hour straight. And I'm not that I'm uncomfortable, but I'm just like, I'll just let everyone else, like, this is fun. Just experiencing everyone else's fun. I'm not like here to like, encroach myself.
Oh man.
And
if I was there, I would have found a song that we would have to duet and make you get up there with me.
See, I would have done that and that'd been fine, but it's one of those things where like none of the stuff that I personally like was coming on. And anything that was coming on that I liked was picked by someone else. So I'm like, okay, well, we're not doing this song twice, so like, cool. There goes that song. It's over. And like John's like, oh, I'm gonna go see if they have some Tenacious D. And I'm like, they don't have the simple stuff that I've been messaging Lucas about. There's no way in fuck they're gonna have Tenacious D. Guess what? They didn't.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so eventually I did like one Blink-182 song that I used to play back when I was in a band in high school, and I would play it while I was on drums and I would sing the song at the same time. And like I just knew it from then. Like I was like, yeah, I know the song. I'm not a huge Blink fan personally. I just knew that song and like I did that and that was pretty much it. Like I was like, that was okay, bye. And then
I did my dance.
I did my thing, and that was it. And then apparently there was a couple more songs that were supposed to come on a little bit later that I would have done, but then time ran up. And I'm like, okay, well, it's whatever. No big deal.
Right.
So I scooted my way out, and we got the fuck home. But I don't know. I don't know if I like karaoke. I don't know. It's weird.
Were you intoxicated?
I wasn't, and it's not because I didn't want to. It's just I didn't have the urge to drink, if that makes sense. Like
I get that.
they got bottle service, which I also thought was weird. Like the dude would come in with like fucking dollar store sparklers on the bottles and be like, "Whoa!" and then like wave his arms around and shit and give it to the two birthday
I really
people.
hope he made that noise.
Pretty much, but in my head it was that, and like you just bring in like 2 bottles of alcohol with like a fucking weird looking jug with cranberry juice, and you mix your own drink. And I had like 1 drink, and I was like, I think I'm good. I don't know why. I was just like, I'm good. And then I had a drink spilled on my shoes, which was a time, and I'm like, cool. And I couldn't move, which was the worst part. Like, I was fine with it happening. I was like, okay, it was an accident, no big deal. But then the way it happened, the person was in front of me, and they were singing with another person. And, like, they were just really into the song. So, like, they're standing in front of me, and I can't move. My legs are locked.
Hold on. I'm sorry if I'm looking. There's a bee in my house, and it's right here.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, I have to kill it.
Remember before you stand up that you can't do that.
Fuck. I'm going to find a way. Life finds a way. I'm going to use this Silent Hill 2 strategy.
Good luck. Remember, you can't stand.
He's dead.
Okay, nice. Congratulations.
Live on the podcast.
Man of the house.
That was a huge ass bee. It was like this fucking big.
Your
Just
joke.
flying around the basement.
It wasn't that big for a bee.
Fam, like I'm not
I don't need you to
pick
pick it. Yeah, please don't do that.
But all right, not like this, but it was a fucking chunky bee boy.
Damn, bro. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Corpse.
Chunky corpse in the basement. That's
Right.
the podcast title. But yeah, I'm like locked in my seat because they're having a great time singing, and it's fine, and I'm okay with it. Meanwhile, my socks are being soaked with vodka. So that's the thing that's happening, and I have nothing that I can do to avoid this. So I just have to sit in it. And it was funny because Trevor was next to me, and he's like wiping off my shoes, and he's like, "I'm sorry, there's not much I can do because I can't reach it." And I'm like, I appreciate it. I appreciate your attempt. Don't worry about it. My socks are already soaked. It's fine. We're gonna live. We're gonna get over it. It's not that I didn't care. Like it was.
Yeah.
It's whatever. I'm not like, oh, my shoes. Like I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
So that happened, and I don't know. It was okay overall. I don't know how I feel about karaoke. It's a weird thing. I think I talked about it with. I might have been with Nicole before everyone showed up because we took the same train. And it was like when I used to be in bands and shit, and I would have to sing songs. It was easier because it was in front of people I didn't know, that I didn't give a shit about, that I had no like rapport with, And then like if they liked what I did, then it was like cool, and they'd be like, "Oh, it was good," and then I would never see them again. But then like it'd be a different story when we'd be at like a birthday party, and we'd be performing for like a friend in a garage, and then I would go to do the songs that I would do. And I would feel like nervous because I'm like, I know these people. I have to interact with them. They don't really know that I can sing slightly. I don't really want to do this. And then I would kind of weasel my way out of it sometimes. Like, my voice, that type of shit. So like it was in this situation where there's a bunch of people that I'm very good friends with that I care about. And I don't want to do the singing necessarily. But I'm also like, I don't not want to because, like it's like that's what you're there for,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know. I'm weird. I was very uncomfortable
karaoke,
to say the least at a certain points when like people I didn't know showed up. I was like, I don't know who you are, and I'm just not good around people I don't know. But that's just me. But
karaoke to me is like I don't have to be fucking drunk, but I gotta like loosen up.
Yeah,
take a shot or two.
I definitely.
Sometimes having people there that I know like helps me do it. I get the whole people you don't know things. I've been through that too when we used to like go to shows and we would record and everything. But I don't know. Like when it's people I know, if we're on the same energy level and we both be like, drinks are flowing, I'll get into some karaoke. I don't know, man, but what you said It's understandable.
Yeah. And to be fair, I had fun. I'm not like
Yeah.
disparaging the situation or the party itself. It was very fun. I was just in a state of not necessarily uncomfortable, but I was just like, this is a time I could go without, feeling this way. But at the same time, I'm not here for me. I'm here to celebrate a friend's birthday. So I'm like, I'm here for a reason that's better than just me being like, I don't want to be here, which which is me with 80% of the shit that I do that is outside of this podcast or playing video games on Twitch. Because I'm just like, going out and doing stuff, it's cool. But then, like, there's a certain point where I'm like, I'd rather never be here out in the public again and see grass. Fuck it. Grass isn't that cool anyway.
Listen, man, I'm with you there.
So
I'm getting to the part in Parenthood where he's getting invited to like birthday parties, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about any of you parents. Yeah. Like, I don't want to like have to fake a conversation with you for 2 hours while these kids run around. Like, I don't.
What do kids nowadays do for birthday parties? Is it just like at houses and shit, or is there like places y'all go?
COVID kind of fucked that up. So now, I mean, I'm sure people still have them at houses. Like Trenton had a birthday party here, but it was only like people we know. You know what I mean? Yeah. It wasn't like outside. Like, it was like my family and maybe like a friend and their son came or something like that. Kids now go to those like trampoline parks, those trampoline places, and those indoor fun zone places that have like not the ball pits, but like, I think they got rid of ball pits. It's like arcade / bumper cars / like an indoor play place.
Okay. I think they just opened one near me, where I used to work at Pathmark. They put it in the dead corpse of it.
What's it called?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I think it's like one of those like one-offs where it's like definitely some dude was like, I'd love to make one of these, and then like did
That's what they all are.
Really?
Because the place that we just had one recently, he got an invite, and it was someplace I'd never heard of, but so was the last place, but it was that kind of place. It's just indoor kid park place.
We had one when we were kids called Ultra Zone.
I remember Ultra Zone.
Laser tag down in Chamonix. Yeah, man, that place was lit. I love that. I remember going as an adult a couple times with like some old friends that I don't even talk to anymore. And like, it was very funny because like we would go in and we were like 20 something, like maybe like 21 or 22, and like we'd be playing against children, and like they'd be sprinting around, and like we're just casually walking, but we're like destroying them because they don't understand the concept of like, if you run, your aim is terrible. So they're just like running and shooting, and their fucking weak little chicken arms are just freaking out. Meanwhile, I'm walking into their base and I'm just standing there like this and just racking up points. Like, you're an idiot.
Like
coconut head.
You're doing something until the end when the score goes up.
Exactly. And then like you get out and like they're all like, "We got you!" And then the points go up, and then like they realize they got destroyed, and you're just like, "I'm an adult."
And they don't know how we were.
How? We did so much. We shot you. Well, the fact is you didn't, and you lost.
And I have precise aim on where I can get points at.
Yeah, like your forehead is large, little Timmy. I can hit you from a mile away. The reflection from your forehead goes right to that vest. But
exactly. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Get your shit together, Timmy.
Yeah. I do miss like places like Chuck E. Cheese and shit. The one near me just recently like completely became a new place or whatever the fuck it is now. I don't know, like it's like a pottery barn or some shit. But like
where all the kids go.
Yeah, you know. But like, I remember like driving past it all the time and just being like, memories, and shit. Like that's the first place I ever played the TMNT arcade game, and like always picking Donatello because it's the correct answer. And like right next to it was The Simpsons, and I was like, I would always want to play The Simpsons, but like I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, so I didn't have any connection to it.
I get it.
So I just play Turtles, and then there was like the clown, you knock his teeth out and shit.
Yep.
And then that stupid
those
ring
little
one.
Sandbags.
You ever seen the ring? What's the ring one where you had to stop it on like your light? That's a scam.
I used to kill that shit. I used to get mad tickets from that thing.
Okay, maybe I'm just stupid. a bad.
No, it wasn't like easy. I started doing good on it when I became like a teenager, and I could like had a different kind of focus.
Oh, I was an adult and I couldn't do it still.
Well,
Bad.
I guess you see who's little Timmy now.
Little Timmy. I'm gonna rock into Dave and Buster's and be like, hey guys, I can do the shooter games, but that's about it. I can play Time Crisis 2. That's it.
Classic.
Yeah. Dude, Time Crisis 2, I remember we went to like some sort of family vacation once, and we were in a hotel that just so happened to have an arcade, and we spent so much money on Time Crisis 2, and we were such little idiot kids that we could hardly get past the bug scene.
Yeah.
With like in the hallway where you get the shotgun for the first time, you got to take them all out on the walls, and like after that, it's just like it becomes like a money machine where it's like, oh, we're gonna fucking shoot you now, bitch. Here comes the rockets, and like they keep hitting you and fucking you. But yeah, man, that game was good. Good memories.
The game was everywhere. Like every arcade had Time Crisis 2.
Yeah, I think Dave and Buster's in Philly still has it too, right? Or they might have 3.
There's like, isn't there like 4 or 5 now?
Yeah, but I the one in what's it called? Philadelphia Mills.
Yeah.
That one, that Dave and Buster's, I think it has Time Crisis 3, and it's right past the Mario Karts that they only have 2 of, which is another stupid thing. Like
there should be a line of those.
There should be like a solid 6 of them, and like I get that the machines come in 2s, and like they don't go more than that, but like there should be more Mario Karts. Like the fuck, what do you fucking mean? Get
Mario
the
Kart
stupid Batmobile
American
one out of here.
Institution.
100%. The Batmobile one sucks. Everyone who plays that is dumb, and Guitar Hero needs to die because it's terrible in like arcades. We tried to play it at Universal because we were killing some time. They had an arcade. We went to go play Guitar Hero, and there was so much input lag that I couldn't hit a single note, and I felt like I was embarrassed because like I'm decent at Guitar Hero. Like you can ask Ryan, like when we were kids, like he would always play on medium and I would always try to get to hard, and that's like where I would stay at. And like I picked hard, baby. But I would play it hard, so I picked like an easy song. It was like Tenacious D the Metal, which is pretty simple. It's just going up and down and nothing crazy. And every single time I hit the strum, didn't register it. And I'm like,
yeah, he fucked you.
Yeah, I was so mad, but like we spend money on it, and then I'm like, there's like kids walking behind me, like, and I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
Timmy, you again?
Fucking Timmy.
Following you. Yeah, I'm just imagining this little kid following you your whole life.
Yeah.
Just to troll you.
He just stays the same age the whole entire time. It's like Benjamin Button, but just stasis. Fuck Timmy.
It's me again, Chris.
I'm here to haunt you. You suck at games.
I heard you did karaoke the other day, you bitch.
Yeah.
How'd you do? Vodka socks.
Vodka socks. That's the podcast title. God damn it. There's so many good ones as options.
I know.
That's probably going to end up being it, though, because that's the one I'm going to remember most recent.
It happens. Vodka socks.
God damn. But yeah, man. That's a solid 2 hours-ish minus the 10-minute piss. So I feel like that's a pretty good Patreon podcast.
Wait.
No?
We didn't come up with the game plan for the MRI I got coming up next.
What do you mean? I thought it was...
You said we have to come up with a game plan.
Jay-Z Radio.
Well, that's the plan? All right.
I thought that was as simple as it needs to be. What are you going to walk in there wearing like a suit and tie, a freshly shaven head, just looking like fresh to death with like a cane instead of your crutches?
I'm going to just
be
go
like,
in there.
Ladies...
My wife just throws a brick at my face.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she should.
She's like, "Why are you wearing your nice cologne today?" Got an MRI,
listen, I don't care about these nurses. I just care about the fact that they saw me looking terrible. I want to be presentable to people when I see them.
I feel that.
I want to I should go in. I thought about it. This is all I've been thinking about. As soon as they said you had to have another MRI, I think about like when and all that stuff. I'm just like, what music do I tell them? I'm just going to go in there and be like, T-Pain, you can't fuck that up.
It's just going to be buying you a drink, 10-hour loop.
That first hour is okay. That second one. I don't want to hear that song anymore.
Yeah. You see his new
Nah,
song?
but like the fourth time that song comes out, I'm like, this song.
He's got a new song out right now. It's like something about tips.
Yeah, it's just tips or something like that.
Yeah, he's got like a TikTok series he's got going with it as well. He's like, "Welcome to T-Pain's Tip of the Day," and then he plays like the clip from the music video, and then he's like, just goes off on some random tip. He's like, "Just don't do this."
Oh yeah, I have seen one.
Yeah.
I've seen like one or two of these. Yo, T-Pain's good. He's a good follow on TikTok.
He's solid, man. I love his shit, but you know, I love his interviews too. That they're fun as fuck. Yeah, there was one, I forget what the fuck it was. There was like some chick calling her dude on the phone, and she's like, "Why you not answer my phone call?" And he's like, "Because I'm using the GPS to get home. Like, I don't know where I am. I'm driving home." And she's like, "Well, why ain't you call me? Why don't you answer?" "Because I'm using the GPS." And then T-Pain's like, "Hang the damn phone up. Let the man get home. Let him use the GPS." Like, just like yelling at her, like while she's being interviewed by T-Pain.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was very, very good. But yeah, man.
All right, game. That's the game plan. Dude. Jay-Z radio. I'm just make T-Pain.
You gotta come back with that story too and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean that's if it happens in between, but most likely
they're gonna be like, "What'd you say?" "Oh, okay, 2022 pop. Gotcha."
Dirty
throw
pop.
that on. I'd be fine with it if they fucked it up and I somehow got like 2000s in sync. I'm like,
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, the funniest thing about karaoke that happened, and I didn't want to harp on it, so I very much just let it pass. There was a Justin Timberlake song that came on. It was the song that he did with Janet Jackson at the fucking Super Bowl.
Fuck, what song was that?
Have you naked by the end of this song?
Yeah.
So that part comes up, and I'm like, oh, this is the part where Justin Timberlake thinks that he can beatbox. Because he can't. Like, let's just be honest. Like, it's really bad. And, like, I'm not going to say that the crowd that was there with us at the karaoke was a certain type of people. Let's just say that they did not have the melanin that you're offering me. And they were like, he is good at beatboxing. And I'm like, well... This is the crowd that I'm in. I don't want to fight this battle. Like, I don't need to do this, but like, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
I never thought it was actually him doing it.
The way that I always looked at his beatboxing was that he made a mouth noise. Like, he would just go in a noise in the mic, and then like the actual audio producer would just clip it together and make it a beat, like on a keyboard or some shit.
Fuck. What if that was the test the people gave me at the podcast? Like, put these beatboxing together, and I just email them back like, maybe I'm not a good fit, like I thought I was.
No, you just email them back, go fuck yourself, and they're like, you're hired. Because you ain't gonna take that.
That was
shit.
The correct answer.
Yeah, that's
I would just send them back me beatboxing.
100%, yeah. But no, Justin Timberlake can't beatbox, man. I'm sorry. It was so funny. Like, I was like, I could fight this.
That's a good title, too.
3 of y'all are, like, drunk, and 1 of you's high, and I don't need this in my life right now when I'm sober. Like...
No, you had to match the energy, man. That's how you get the night going.
I could not match the energy. There was a point where it got a little too much for me. One of the dudes got a little too drunk that I didn't know, of the crowd that I didn't know. And I don't even know what fucking song it was. So Take On Me came on early in the night, the original Take On Me.
Take on
yes.
me.
And I like that song, good song, whatever. But then the Real Big Fish version came on, the ska version. I don't know if you ever heard it.
I don't think I've heard that one.
I love ska. Ska is pretty much pop punk, but with a trombone, trumpet, and saxophone. Yeah. And there's a Real Big Fish big band. They covered it. They covered Take On Me. That comes on, and I'm hyped because I'm like, fuck yeah. And I was like, this is a song that I'll do. And I was like, yo, give me the mic. Nobody gave me the mic. This drunk motherfucker. He's like, I already sang this song tonight. And he's just butchering it and ruining it. And I'm like, I'm getting so mad. Because, like, he's just like, take me on. And just making noises. And I'm like, this man is disrespecting Real Big Fish. And I fucking hate it. And it made me so mad. Like, I could not explain to you how mad I was. I was
It
like,
was almost, it's one of those things that you're so mad that it's almost uncalled for. It's like, I'm too mad.
I'm like, why am I this mad right now? Like, first of all, to be mad about a drunk person singing a ska version of Take On Me, like, that's terrible already. But, like, I was legitimately mad about it. And, like, Real Big Fish isn't amazing. But, like, I'm like, bro, like, I'm gonna need you to stop.
I'm passionate about this, and you're fucking me right now.
Literally that, and I was getting so irritated. You have no idea. I had to hold my fucking tongue because I was gonna start roasting. Because I'm sober, so I can just go off, and I can fucking.
Usually that's the other way around. The drunk people go off because they're drunk.
Yeah, but drunk people, when they go off, they don't have any cohesion to their words. It's just a lot of slurred nothing, you know. Like, they'd be like, your shoes tied, and that's it. I'll come for your throat.
Vodka sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I cried.
You sung that song bad, so you're already mad. And he would have said vodka sucks. I feel like you would have leaped across the room.
Oh, that man would have been dead.
Death.
He would have been dead. I would have shoved one of those dollar store sparklers up his ass and lit that shit. And then I would have held him up by his fucking throat and be like the dude that came in with the bottles. That's the bottle service you want.
Too many good titles.
Bottle service.
Bottle service. Vodka sucks. Shit happens.
I can't remember. There's one more in there at some point, but
on Jay-Z radio. I don't know.
Too much.
Justin Timberlake can't beatbox.
Honestly, that might just be it because I got to make a point. I'm sorry. I can't stand him when he tries to, like, the worst thing is that it happened.
How often does he try to do it?
Well, it started with Dirty Pop. Yeah. I remember that. And I remember being a child and being like, this is awful. This just ruined a song that is very good and catchy. And then he kept doing it and when he went off in his solo shit. And I'm like, you know what, man? You need to fucking stop. And then he came out with the Suit and Tie album. And I'm like, okay, now you have my respect back.
That was a good album.
Top to bottom, good album.
Yeah, it was a good album.
That was back when I was like deep into like playing drums and shit. And like that was like the gospel because the drummer on that album was like phenomenal, dude. But yeah, very good shit.
Very good.
So Jay-Z radio.
Needless to say, I say all that to say, tell her Jay-Z radio when you get the MRI.
Hell yeah. But we thank you guys very much for being Patreons. Obviously, we got to get back and make more episodes for you guys and, you know, make sure that this is well worth your hard-earned money. Very much appreciate everybody that's a part of this and whatnot. You know who you are. We don't shout you out at the end of these episodes because this just goes straight to you. So you know who you are. You are like, you motherfuckers. But, yeah, we're going back at it. We got to figure out if we're going to do a live one this month. I assume maybe, but we'll figure it out.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Yeah. So we'll get you guys on, whoever wants to get on, but we'll let you know maybe by next week when that'll be.
Right.
I'm trying to see what date it is currently. It's the 16th currently, so in theory, if we figure it out by next Sunday, we could announce it, and then we should be good.
I'm wrong with that.
Yeah, but just to give people time to make sure if they want to come on, they can come on. Because I know some people need a little bit of extra, you know, little cushion.
Time cushion.
Yeah, because y'all are busy motherfuckers. Time cushions. Remember that Justin Timberlake movie?
Like something. Where you can't stop beatboxing or it will explode.
No, dude, there was a fucking Justin Timberlake movie. I forget what the fuck it was called, but I loved it. And it was like, he was like a worker and everybody, there's no more money anymore. The money is time. And you got this like imprint on your arm of a clock of how much time you got left. And you work for time. So you go to like...
What's this called? It sounds really good.
It's not, but I love it. And like, pretty much it's like a Bonnie and Clyde movie where he gets to the point where he doesn't give a shit anymore. And he just starts stealing time. And then a time cop has to come after him and try to capture him for like, you know, what's going on.
Stealing time.
And the thing with the time cops is that they're paid daily. They're not like paid like incrementally like everybody else is. So like you could stack it up and become like rich. And you're like spending your time on like money and like, you know, your life and whatnot. So like they get their money or their time from their car that's like automatically signature to them, and it's really fucking cool.
Is it a time car?
I think it's just like a police car, but like that's what charges up like their day pretty much.
It's just funny to me because you went from like you're working for time, so it's time thing, and then time this, then there's time cops.
Yes.
I'm waiting for you to be like, and then they get a time dog, and then they're on a time run.
Dude, it I don't know why I like it so. It's called In Time.
In Time?
In Time.
I wonder if that's streaming anywhere.
You can watch it free on Tubi.
Oh shit, I have Tubi.
We'll watch it because it's not great, but I love it. At least when I saw it when I was younger. I remember I saw this in theaters and I was like, this is a really cool concept. But
Wait, would you say it was called Time what?
In Time.
In Time. Okay.
In
I
Time?
forgot immediately.
Yeah.
Because all this time stuff.
Hell yeah. But while you're watching In Time, you can always, follow us at all of our socials and shit like that. You already do, everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll be streaming more. I got Figure Fridays. Ant's going to hop maybe on tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you think it's still okay? Like it's 10 and people aren't going to hop on.
Here's the thing, man. You stream for you. If people hop on, that's cool. That's not cool. What we're pretty much streaming for as of this point is to get content.
Oh,
in
true.
my humble opinion. Like,
very true.
even if there's not people in the chat, like, you're just making content, That's what, I'll be there. So.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. But if you weren't there, Ant will be streaming more at some point, hopefully. But we'll see what happens.
I will.
So, maybe that didn't happen. I don't know what
When I
happens
stop being a
after
responsible adult.
this. Yeah. But, yeah, so definitely follow us over on all of our socials. We'll be streaming more for you guys. And then we will clue you guys in on the Discord for when we're going to do that live stream. So
Yeah.
Do we do a sign off for this? Do we do the thing? Or do we just say, see ya?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
I think we just like end it awkwardly, like,
That's pretty awkward.
Yeah,
It's awkward enough.
It is. All right. I'll stop.
Titty.
Okay, I'll start recording now then.